All right. Get ready to get in it. We get ready to get live. All right. Yes. Come on in. Come on in. We're just waiting right now. Come on in. Can't hesitate tonight. We're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. All right. All right. All right. All right. Who we got on? Who we got on? We get ready to get into it. Who do we got on? Say something. State your name. Who we got on? All right. All right. All right. All right. Hey, I got something great we're going to talk about tonight. Man, this topic tonight, why you were born. I'm telling you, we get ready to go in with this thing. What's up, Kimberly? What's up, Miss Biggs? Good to see that you're on. Yeah, why you were born. We're going to talk about it, man. This is the great topic tonight. We're going to really get into this thing. We're really going to talk about why you were born. We're going to talk about what the impact that you have on this earth. We're going to talk about why you're here. Man, let me tell you, you don't want to miss it. Before we start, text somebody, Facebook them, DM them. Do whatever you have to do to let them know that we're on right now. We're getting ready to go live. We already live. Let them know that we're on right now. We're getting ready to talk about why you were born. You don't want to miss this. Let someone know that we're on right now. Matter of fact, share this right now. Share this. Yes, you're right, Vance. Like, we were born for such a time as this. But we want to talk about that. Even though that we were born for such a time as this, we want to find out why. What are we supposed to do in this time? What are we supposed to do in this time? Thank you for that feedback. Why you were born. Yes, we're going to talk about that. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, give a few more minutes and we're going to really get ready to go. Why you were born. Why you were born. All right, all right, all right, all right. All right, let me back up a little bit. Why you were born. Hey, check this out. Write this down. If you have a pencil. Hey, well, hey, ain't there? How you doing? Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining. Hey, check. If you got a pencil, check this out. We're talking about why you were born tonight. Check this out. Write this down. When you know why you were born, it doesn't matter where you were born. When you know why you were born, it doesn't matter where you were born. See, when you understand your purpose and why you were born, then that eliminates a pointing the finger of talking about, man, I was born in the ghetto, I was born in the slums, I was born in a single household, I was born. See, when you know why you were born, all those excuses go out the door. When you understand your purpose and your divine assignment for being here on this earth, it leaves no room for excuses. We're talking about why you were born. We're talking about it right now. Because this is probably one of the most asked questions. How many times have you asked yourself maybe, hey, why am I here? What is my assignment? Why am I born? What is my assignment here while I'm here on earth? You see that? See, when you understand that, it eliminates all this. So let's talk about why you were born. The best way to talk about why you were born is to first talk about why you weren't born. So let's first talk about what we was not born for. Let's talk about why we were. Number one thing is, you was never born to be average. Never. You were never created. God never created you. You were never born to be average. I don't care what society may tell you. I don't care what school teachers may have told you. I don't care what your boss may have said to you. You were never created or you were never born to be average. None of us, every individual that is listening to me right now, you were never born to be average. God never created you to be average. That's right. We were born to submit. Yes, sir. You were never born to be average. And the problem is this. Here's the problem. The problem is this, that our culture teaches us to be average. Sometimes our families and our connections will teach us to be average. But I have to break that tonight. You were never born to be average. And somebody has to know that. Because it eliminates you being complacent. That eliminates you just being satisfied where you are. Because there is always a yearning and a desire on the inside of each and every one of us to have more, to want more, to do more. That is an indication that you were never born or you were never created to be average. You were never created for that. You were never created to be average. I don't care what anyone told you. You were never created to be mediocre. Let me tell you, society don't even think about average people. The newspaper don't even write about average folks. You don't even read books about average people. Because that's an indication that you were never created to be average. Let me tell you, you were never created to be ordinary. But you were created to be extraordinary. Never. Never. You were never created to be mediocre. Never. You were created to stand out. The second reason why you wasn't born, number one, you wasn't born to be average. The second was, you were never born to fit in. You were born to stand out. Come on now. Let me tell you, some of the worst moments of my life is when I tried to fit in. Some of the worst days of my life is when I tried to fit in. I have this story. I remember when I was off in school in Indiana one year. You know, I was a country boy coming out of town, going to Indiana. And you know, they was at that Midwest swag and they had their own style. You had guys coming from New York. You had guys coming from Chicago. You had guys coming from various different places. And so when I came, I had my own style. I had my own flow. And I remember one day we were all standing outside, and I had a friend with me one day. And I remember we were all standing outside. And at this time, my style was we wore Reeboks. You know, that's just what we did. If you came from where I come from, Little Athens, we wore Reeboks. And that was our style. We had, if you're on here, you know what I'm talking about. We wore Reebok Classics. And that's just what we came up with. So I remember one day, you know, it was around my birthday time, and I wanted to cop me some Air Force Ones. And there's nothing wrong with Air Force Ones. I love them. I still wear them to this day. But Air Force Ones, and I remember these New York guys, they wore their shoes a different way. They wore their shoes a different way. And the way they wore their shoes, that wasn't my style. So I remember one day I got with my friend, and I gave him my shoes, and he tied my shoes up the way that he tied his shoes up. And I remember one day we were all standing outside, and we were just sitting out there, and I had a friend, and they came up to me. She came up to me, and she looked at my shoes, and she noticed that I didn't have the Reeboks on. I had the Air Force Ones on, and I had them tied up the same way that the other guys had them tied up. And this person left me with a principle that changed my life forever. She told me this: you have your own style. Don't ever try to fit in with someone else, because you were created to stand out. And that changed my life forever. At that time, I was mad. I was mad because someone had to come to me and tell me, hey, you were never created to fit in. You were always created to stand out. And I want to let someone know tonight that you were never created to fit in. You were created to stand out. God never created you to be like anyone else. In fact, if I can say it like this, God never duplicated two pieces of the puzzle that he doesn't need. God is not duplicating two people. He doesn't need two Jeroys. He doesn't need two Tanyas. He doesn't need two James. He has one. Because if I stop being who I am to become who you are, then I'm duplicating two pieces of the puzzle that God doesn't need. God doesn't need two of me. God needs one of me. That's why we have to embrace our uniqueness. We have to embrace how unique we are, how gifted we are, because God created one Jeroid, and that's all we needed. So number two, you were never created to fit in. You were created to stand out. The third reason why you wasn't created, you were never created to just live life, pay bills, and die. Come on, somebody. I know I should get a lot of people talking right now. You were never created to live life, pay bills, and then die. Man, that sounds like the lifestyle of so many of us. But that's not what God created us for. That's not what God created us for. God never created us to go through a day just to pay bills, go to a job, live life, and die. That's not what we was created for. That's not what we were created for. We were never created for that. There's so much living. There's so much life. There's so much stuff that we're supposed to do in this earth. There's so many people that we're supposed to meet. There's so many places that we're supposed to explore. There's so many opportunities that we're supposed to grab a hold of. And we will never be able to attain those goals if we think life is about paying bills, going to work, and just get old and die. Had a birthday a few days ago. I'm telling you. You're right. Some people die way before their funeral. You are exactly right. Some people die way before their funeral. I had a birthday a few days ago, and I sat back and I thought to myself, I said, man, I'm getting 36. I'm 36 years old, man. I said, man, I feel good. I'm feeling good. Things are good. But guess what? 36, and I still haven't started living yet. If you're on this, if you're looking at me today, I don't care how old you are. If you have not started walking in your purpose and doing what God has called you to do, you still haven't lived yet. That's still too much living for you to do. When I die, I want to die empty. I want to die knowing that I've done what I'm supposed to do. I accomplished the goals that I was created to accomplish. I reached the people that I was supposed to reach. I touched and gave to the people that I was supposed to give to. That's the way I want to die. I want to die empty. That's how I want to die. I don't want to die left some things unturned. I don't want to die saying, on my way. I don't want to do that. I never want to die thinking that, man, I still got some stuff to do, and I never want to do that, because I know that I was never created to go to work, pay bills, and die. And that's right, Rab. That's right, Abo. Eat, sleep, work, pay bill, taxes, and do it all over again. That's not what we created for. That's not what we created for. We're created to do something great. So let me talk to you about that. I gave you 3 reasons of why you wasn't born. Number 1, you were never born to be average. Number 2, you were never born to be fit in. You were born to stand out. And number 3, you were never born just to wake up, go to work, pay bills, and die. You were never. God never created you for that. God never created you for that. So let me talk to you about 4 reasons why it's important to know why you were born. Listen to me. I'm going to give you 4 reasons. Listen to this. If you don't get anything else, get this right here. I'm going to give you 4 reasons why you should know why you were born. 4 reasons. Number 1, you were born to impact this earth through your gift. Come on now. Come on. See, most people don't want to talk to you about that. Most people don't want to talk to you about that. You were born to dominate this earth with your gift. Let me tell you, a man's gift will make room for him. You know why I don't have to be intimidated by someone else? You know why I don't have to be nervous of someone else? You know why I don't have to be jealous or envious or spiteful about someone else? Because I'm in my lane. My gift will make room for me. And just like your gift will make room for you. And guess what? Your education has nothing to do with it. Your age has nothing to do with it. Your height has nothing to do with it. Your weight has nothing to do with it. It's all about finding out why you were created and you doing what you're called to do. You were born to dominate this earth with your gift. You were born to dominate the earth with your gift. Man, I can't help, when I say that, I can't help but to think about Michael Phelps when he was swimming that time, and everybody had all those pictures and all those emojis, and he was swimming, he was focusing on his swim, but the guy that was right next to him was looking at Michael Phelps. You see what that? How in the world, if you're focusing on doing what you're supposed to do, how do you have time to look at somebody else? And Michael Phelps was a prime example of a man who was operating in his gift. That's the reason why so many people are jealous of us right now, because they don't understand their gifting and they don't understand their lane. And when you don't understand your gifting and when you don't understand your lane, you stop and focus on other people. Let me tell you this, winners win and losers lose. Losers only focus on other individuals. Winners don't have time to focus and look what somebody else is doing, because they are trying to do what they've been called to do. So number 1, you were created to dominate the earth with your gift. Yes. People will get in error. People get in trouble. When you don't understand your lane, people will really get in trouble because they try to operate in a lane that they were never created to do. That's why when you see others trying to mimic you and do what you called to do, don't worry about it. It will never be fulfilled. You have to focus on your gift and focus on your lane. That's right, Tamika. Somebody write that down. Focus on your gift and focus on your lane. Number 2, you were created, or you were born to live life on purpose. You were created and you were born to live life on purpose. One of the greatest revelations that I ever got in my life was the revelation of what purpose meant. Purpose was the reason for your existence. God never created anything by mistake. God never created anything, then later on figured out what it was supposed to do. If he did, that would be considered trash. God knew, and he was intentional when he created you. You were the reason. Man, purpose was the reason for your existence. Miles Monroe said this: when a man doesn't understand his purpose, he's guaranteed to abuse himself. When you don't understand your purpose about life, you're guaranteed to use yourself for anything other than what you've been created for. You were created with a reason. That was a reason for your existence. That was something that God wanted done in the earth, so he created you. That was an assignment in the earth that God wanted done, so he created you. Purpose was the very reason for your existence. And God knew that. And the very reason that you're existing right now is an indication that you have purpose and that God has something great for you to do. Let me tell you this. Everything operates in the kingdom by purpose. And the problem is with so many people is this, is that we specialize in everything else than really knowing what we're supposed to do. I do a little of this, or I do a little of that, or I do a little something here, I do a little something there. Nothing operates like that in the kingdom. Everything in the kingdom knows his assignment. And the very reason that God created you, he created you with an assignment. And you were created to live life on purpose. You have to be intentional about your life. That's what he created you for. That's what he created you for. See, when you don't understand your purpose, you'll start experimenting in life. And when I start thinking about experiment, let me tell you that when I start thinking about experiment, I start thinking about the mad scientists. You remember when we were growing up, the mad scientists? You will see them in there putting up concoctions and everything, and then everything will blow up. That's what it's like. When a person doesn't understand their purpose, what they are doing, they are experimenting, and sooner or later, they end up creating a bigger mess than they did in the beginning. That's a result of not understanding purpose. That's a result of not knowing purpose. So the first thing is, God created you to live life on purpose. The second thing, God created you to impact this earth through your gift. The third thing is this. God created you to serve other individuals. That's powerful. That's powerful. This thing is powerful. God created you to serve others. Enough with the days of people saying that they don't care about other individuals. Your gift was created to serve someone else. Your gift was created to serve someone else. What you have is not for you. It's you having it, but it's not for you. It's designed for someone else. God never created you to be stingy with your gift. And one thing I learned about God is this. When you're talking about impacting and doing something great for the kingdom, you can't pick and choose who you want to serve either. And that's our problem sometimes. We try to pick and choose who we want to serve. But if you expect God to use you, you can't pick and choose who you choose to serve. You can't do that. You can't do that. Not with God. You know what he'll do? He'll say, take another lap. You're not ready yet. You're not ready yet. He'll skip over you to find someone else who has a heart. He'll find someone else who has a passion and desire to do. They may not have the gifting. They may not be as anointed as you, but they're willing to do what you're not to do. And God can use that. Let me tell you, sometimes, let me tell you, I realize this. I've seen people on this walk. I've seen people. And you'll look at them and be like, man, what? Man. Take another lap. You look at them like, man, how did this person get to where they're at? Because they were willing. They laid aside their prejudice. They laid aside their discrimination. They laid aside all those other things in their heart and said, God, I'm here for you to use me. So use me in the way that you choose to use me. And whoever you send me to and wherever you tell me to go, I'll go. I'm not looking at their face. I'm not looking at their color. I'm not looking at where they came from. I'm not looking at how they were brought up. I'm just willing to do what you call me to do because I know you created me to serve. Man, my goodness, my goodness. My God. Yes, I'm telling you. You're created to serve. You've been created to serve. God has created you to serve. Who are you serving? Who are you serving? That's the question. What is God? You see that? You'll never live life and be fulfilled until God has called you to do. You never. You'll go to work unfulfilled. You'll clock in unfulfilled. You'll clock out unfulfilled. You'll drive home unfulfilled until you say, God, I'm willing to do and walk in what you call me to walk in, and I'm do what you call me to do. I was tired of taking laps because I wanted to pick and choose who I wanted to serve. You can't pick and choose who you want to serve if you're talking about working with God. How dare you? Well, I want these people to look like this. I want these people to act like this. Or I want these people. See, most of us are missing our blessing because we know we've been called to serve, but we neglect who we're called to serve. We neglect that because we still got some stuff in our heart. We talking about why you were born. Let me tell you that. I said this at the beginning. When you know why you were born, it doesn't matter where you were born. When you know why you were born, it doesn't matter where you were born. See, when you understand why you were born, all these excuses of saying, I grew up without a father, or I grew up in a single parent household, or I grew up, without someone loving on me. You see, all that goes out the window because you understand that regardless of what you've been through and the things that you've experienced, they work for your good. You see that? They work for your good. See, when you know why you were born, all that stuff doesn't matter. Just think about this. Honestly, let's talk about Jesus for a moment. Can you imagine Jesus being, I'm going to just use this analogy. Can you imagine Jesus being at the first school of Galilee and he's in class with all his friends and all his friends, they're going around in circles and they're asking each other, all the friends, they're asking the friend, hey, where was you born in? And he said, I was born in Galilee. And he asked another guy, where was you born at? Man, I was born in Samaria. Where was you born in? I was born, down the road. But then can you imagine them coming to Jesus and they asked Jesus, where were you born at? And Jesus said, man, I was born in a stinking barn. Man, I can't be about the Father's business because I was born in a stinking barn. They didn't even have a room in the inn for me. That's the reason why I can't do what I've been called to do, because there wasn't even a room at the inn for me. I was born in a stinking barn. Can you imagine Jesus saying that? I know you can't imagine him saying that because he would never say that. But how many of us do things like that? Think about that. Because when you know why you were born, where you were born does not matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. It doesn't. I understand that there's some things that we may have gone through that may have been crucial, that may have hurt us, that may have really affected us. But when you understand the purpose of why you were born, you allow those things to work for you and not against you. So number one, you were born to live life intentional. Number two, you were born, let me tell you this, you were born to dominate the earth with your gifting. Number three, you were called to serve. Let me tell you, you were called to serve. You were called to serve. Why you were born? We're talking about why you were born. And the last thing, you were born to live life the way that you've been designed. What are you talking about? How were you designed? You were designed two ways. Number one, God designed you two ways. And I'm going to give this to you and I'm going to shut it off. You were born to live life the way that you were designed. And God designed you two ways. And the first way that he designed you to have a relationship with him. Come on now. He designed you to have a relationship with him. Let me tell you, everything that God created was created to have a relationship with the Creator. And there may be many people right now that say, I don't feel that connection. I just don't feel like I'm close enough to God anymore. I used to be in church and now I'm out of church. I used to be involved with certain things, or I used to be a part of this community. I'll be a part of this. Let me tell you, the reason why many of us right now may not be feeling the presence or may not be feeling the impact that we felt at one time is because it might be a relationship issue. A relationship issue. I didn't say a church issue. I said a relationship issue. Because anything that is designed to move, anything that is designed to grow has to first be cultivated. And if you desire to grow in the things of God and to learn his kingdom, you have to cultivate your relationship with him. You have to. I got to get serious with you on. I have to talk to you. There's no other way I can tell you that. You have to cultivate your relationship with God. Well, Jeroy, how do I cultivate my relationship with God? How about number one, getting some alone time and meditating. Meditation is a great tool. Meditation is a great tool. How about finding out what he says about certain things? Man, let me tell you, there are so many people coming in society and in the world today, and they're trying to say that the Bible is ineffective and the Word of God doesn't mean anything nowadays, and that the Word of God was written by this culture, this group of people. But let me tell you this, you would always be able to say things like that if you haven't sat down and dissected and learned the Word of God for yourself. So if I don't know something, then anything that comes along can tell me anything because I don't have anything to compare it to. And if it sounds good, if it touches me right where I am, then I'm more reluctant to listen to that than I am the truth. I know I'm talking to somebody right now. But you were born to live life the way that you were designed. How was you designed? Number one, you were designed to have a relationship with God. Number two, you were designed to move forward. Come on, man. Let me tell you, you were designed to move forward. Everything that God has created was designed to move forward. It's called the law of design. And you've heard me talk about this time after time. There's nothing that God created to move backwards. Birds don't fly backwards. Fish don't swim backwards. People don't walk backwards. That's not their normal way they walk. Because your head is designed to look forward. Your eyes are designed to look forward. Your hands are designed to move forward. Your feet are designed to go forward. Because God has created everything to move forward. Because you were created to live life moving forward, not backwards. God is a progressive God. He's a progressive God. God never designed you to go backwards. And if anything's in your life that's creating you or trying to make you move back, it's not of him. Get rid of it as soon as you can because you were designed to move forward. So ask yourself this question before we go. Am I moving forward? Because that's the way I've been designed. Am I going forward? Am I moving forward? You were designed to move forward. That's how he created you. That's how he created you. So the first thing is this, you were born, number one, you were born to impact the earth with your gift. Number two, you were born to live life on purpose, intentional. Number three, you were born to serve. And number four, you were born to live the way that you were designed. And you were designed two ways. Number one, to have a relationship with God. And number two, to move forward. Hey, this is Gerard Dunn, your fire starter, your booster cable, the one who's going to put destiny in your life. This is Solution. Thank you for joining me tonight. Hey, let me tell you this. Make sure you turn on your notifications. I will be on here every Monday at 7 o'clock. Every Monday at 7 o'clock. I'm here to get you to walk into your destiny. That's what I'm satisfied with. That's what I'm equipped for. God has anointed me to get you to move where you have been designed to move. And I won't stop until I see it. I won't stop till I see it. I won't stop till I see it. I can't stop till I see it. Because that's what I'm called. That's my mission. That's my purpose. I know that. I know my mission. I know my purpose. And that's what I'm going to do. Hey, let me tell you, turn on your notifications. Man, follow me on Facebook. You can follow me on Facebook, Gerard Dunn. Also, keep up with me on YouTube, my channel. I'm uploading videos every single day. Follow my journey, man. Follow my journey to success. Follow my journey of what I'm doing. Let's do this thing together. Hey, if I can walk in purpose, and you can walk in purpose, and everybody else can walk in purpose, then we can impact this earth. God has something great for you. Don't stop till you get it. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Hey, man, I love you all. This is Solution, where we give real life answers to real life problems. Join me every week at 7 p.m. Also, my website is under construction. But also, if you haven't read my books, man, you have to love them. You have to read them. I have 3 books, man. Right now, I have one on the way. I'm currently working on one. I'll reveal it to you later. But, man, my current book is Let Your Past Be Your Platform. You can order these books on Amazon. They're on Amazon. That Let Your Past Be Your Platform is, let me tell you, it's a phenomenal book. Because the basis of this book is to tell you how your past can work for you. Most people don't realize that their past can work for them. But let me tell you that your past can work for you. You are the sum total of everything that you've gone through in your life. How else would you have the right information to make right choices? How else would you know if you wanted to get involved with that or not get involved with them? How else would you know what type of relationship that you want to experience? How else would you know that if you didn't go through everything that you've gone through? The very fact that you've gone through it is an indication that you overcome it. It's in the past now. You've passed through it. Now you allow your past to work for you. Let your past be your platform. You can order that book on Amazon. Hey, tell me about it. Leave me a review. But hey, this is Gerard again. Gerard Dunn. I love you, and I'm signing off. Have a blessed night.